This is Manchester United. That second half had Manchester United written all over it. That reaction, the intensity of the game, the fire in Old Trafford. For a moment, I felt like being there. I felt like I should have been there for that second stanza. This is the team we support. This is the kind of team we love. It is not 100% there, but the second half, I will judge them by their last performance. We tried to play like a Manchester United team. Welcome to the United Sport. Here is my match reaction, player ratings, and my general take on our 2-1 victory over Brentford. First of all, first things first, I will struggle to pinpoint the man of the match, but I thought Garnacho certainly was making amends all throughout the game. He was hungry, which was a bit of a problem, especially in the first half. I thought Man United players were too eager to score, and it became a problem. If they were a little more calm and patient, probably could have scored goals in the first half. But never mind, end always justifies the means. But we finally got what we wanted. I thought Mathis De Ligt played well in the back line. I think he had a few wrong moments, but I thought he played quite well. In the defense, he was quite determined. You could see it. That is why even after getting double injuries, he kept fighting to stay on. I'll talk about the doctors for later because I'll blame them for that goal we conceded. But they did not achieve what they were hoping to by trying to let us down with failing to treat a wound, a mere wound, really. Who does that? Anyway, Højlund, I thought, was busy. He disturbed, was dropping back and and turning and beating off his men. I thought Højlund showed the hunger and fire in him. There was lots of positives to pick from that game. But for me, the most important thing I saw in that game, and I actually feel like this second half had a little bit of Ruud van Nistelrooy to do with it. That's why whenever we scored a goal, he would come and put himself on the scene. Like when you've done something good behind closed doors and you see the results of what you've done manifesting themselves, usually you want people to know that it's you. I felt like the reaction from Ruud van Nistelrooy for both after both goals was proving to me that whatever they did in the second half at halftime rather had a lot to do with Ruud van Nistelrooy. But here's why. United, I keep saying, these small little short passes do not work for Manchester United. Creating overloads and trying to pack up the final third does not work for Manchester United because it makes us easy to be beaten when we are caught on the counter. When they catch us on the break, they will get back at us. And indeed, Brentford were just not clinical. They had these chances because in the first half, we are trying to create those overloads, but they don't work. You realize in the second half, United played a little deeper at the start of the second half, but we were playing more direct and longer balls. Our passes were longer. The distance between our players were a bit longer. That directness, you saw the goal that Garnacho scored. It was a long pass from Marcus Rashford. Brilliant pass. It reminded me of that pass, the famous pass from downtown that Wayne Rooney gave Robin van Persie for him to smack in that beauty of a volley. I think it was Van Persie's first or second season at Man United. But for me, I saw the intensity, the hunger they showed they wanted. You could feel like these players are fighting, and in any minute, because when Man United players fight at Old Trafford, they will get the goal. If they just fight, and this is what we're all asking for, just bring the fire, just fight, put on a fight, show us the fire. They indeed brought the fire, even if they trailed, thanks to the doctors, a mistake by the doctors. I thought they brought the fire from the start of the second stanza and quickly they were rewarded. They got the much coveted goal that brought us back into the game. And from there on, you felt that the goal would come. But also, we were more disciplined tactically in the middle. That even when we went into the attack, we were not overcommitting. You saw Casemiro trying to shoot from a distance. We are not really exposing ourselves. That discipline to know that in the Premier League, you don't want to expose yourself so much in the middle. You don't try to attack and you don't leave room for you to defend. You don't leave easy space for you to come back, and in case things don't work in your attack, you save yourself defensively. I thought for me, we did decently well in that regard. When it comes to, the only other disquiet I would see is Erik ten Hag's lack of presence on the touchline still. Being short of him, going silent does not bring the fire to the players himself on the touchline. That's lacking in Erik ten Hag's management. I hope he can open that up and help himself. But in terms of player ratings, of course, the worst performers on the day were the Doctors, because you saw that header we considered. You see, at this level in the Premier League, these clubs will just see one little loophole and they will exploit it in a split second. That's why Man United, with the loopholes we consistently had under Erik ten Hag, through the middle, because of our a poor arrangement of the midfield, how we are poorly set up in the middle. They kept exploiting and scoring goals from there, from that central axis, because of how unbalanced we look when we used to look when we lose the ball. But I think against Aston Villa, and even in this particular game, we tried to solve it a little bit, especially in the second half. But they would punish us for that. In this case, it's the same. Delete Doctors fail. You have two opportunities to just put a headband on a head wound, but you don't fix it, and your Doctors at Man United. No wonder we've got so many injuries. We've got incompetent doctors, probably, because for me that was that really exposed them. The failure to deal with Delete the way they should have exposed them, because you saw in the last minute at the stroke of halftime, he's pulled off, and exactly where he should have been marking his man is where this guy sent the ball, and that's where we considered the header. So these are things we need to work on. And again, the blame will be on the manager. Honestly, you cannot blame that on the manager, really. You can't. You blame the Doctors for, again, letting him down, just like they did let him down when it came to injuries to Tyrell Malacia and Luke Shaw. That's exactly what I think. But in terms of player ratings, Onana did not have a lot of work to do, if you ask me. I thought he was quite on his, it was a chilled day for him. I can struggle to remember, the moments where he was under pressure, a lot of pressure. Our defense, I think, is keeping it good and positive and decent and firm. Then backline, I loved Lisandro Martinez on the left, and that's, for me, at the start of the game, I was creating Erik ten Hag for finally changing something. Lisandro Martinez looked okay on the left. He looked comfortable on the left. So why do we keep struggling with the natural left-footed player when we have good centre backs? Evans is having good games. You've got Delete, who is certainly on a good day. Delete can be good. We saw him today winning balls and what. You have Maguire can have some good games. If you're struggling without a natural left back, let Lisandro Martinez go there. And these are the things I was hoping Erik ten Hag could have done long time ago. Martinez played well on the left. We never looked at all like we were shaking and leaking from the left. Diogo Dalot was more comfortable playing on the right, and in the second half he was released a lot more to go up front but on the right flank, and you saw what it yielded. So these are good tactical changes that we want to see, and keep it simple. Erik ten Hag just loves at times to complicate football, but you see in this game, he kept it simple, and in the second half, we saw the results of keeping it simple. So, Lisandro Martinez, I would give Onana, because he didn't do so much, have so much to do. It was 5 out of 10, nothing exceptional. I would give central defense, Lisandro Martinez on the left, I would give him a 6.5 out of 10. I would give the central defense, the lead for me was one of our better defenders. Of course, Evans as well. I would give the lead 7.5. I would give Evans a 7. I would give Dalot on the right. I would give him a 6.5 out of 10 as well. In the middle, but he also had a good game. I also give him 7, I think, Dalot. In the middle, Casemiro had moments on and off. I would give him a 6 out of 10. I would give shot 14, Eriksen, I would give him a 5.5 out of 10. I would give, not exceptional, to be honest. I would give Bruno a lot of hard work, maybe a 6 as well out of 10. Marcus Rashford had an assist. I would give him a 7.5 out of 10. Garnacho, 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. Højlund, 8 out of 10. Those would be my player ratings. And I think we just now need to capitalize on this performance, on that second half performance, to be specific. We need to capitalize on that second half performance and be able to dominate games. We need to be able to boss games by capitalizing, playing the way we played in the second half. Forget about the short passes. I will insist this. I will say this forever. We need to forget about playing those little short passes, trying to create overloads. No, United is a direct team. When we play direct game with intensity, we disorganize the opposition. We give them no time to organize themselves. And in most cases, especially at Old Trafford, we score goals. So right now, after that win, we climb to 10th position with 11 points in 8 games with a goal difference of -2. We've conceded 7 and we've scored 7 and conceded 9 as it is so far. At least that's a little bit of an improvement. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe. When I come back next, I will be giving you a few little tactical and technical details that I observed in this game that perhaps we can bank on going forward. This is the United Sport. Let me catch you later.